let us know who Sophia Akuffo is. Is she a sycophant? Is she somebody we can basically sit back and say, you are a hypocrite. You are not being realistic and honest with Ghanaians. You are playing with the emotional part of the issue instead of you being factual and basing your arguments on evidence and facts. What she is trying to do and what we saw is that she's not being factual. She's being emotional. She's trying to make a moral argument instead of a factual argument. And anybody on the streets of Ghana, including Chema Wuntumi and Abronye, can make moral argument, emotional argument, and not anybody can make factual arguments. And you, as a former Chief Justice, when you get the opportunity to speak, you need to force us to understand that you are smarter than Chema Wuntumi. You are smarter than Abronye. You have been in that position before. You know the law. You are above majority of us. But when you make these baseless, fake, these weak arguments, it makes it difficult for us to see you the way we see you now. That's why I'm saying that I don't want to group you in that bracket of pin-brain old women, because pin-brain people are not able to base their arguments on facts. Now, let's go into calculation a little bit. When we go back into history, this woman called Madam Sophia Akuffo, she was the Chief Justice for 3 years. Now, this is something that we need to go back and analyze. When Charlotte Osei, people petitioned the president to say, Yenyi Charlotte Osei, Madam Sophia Akuffo had been appointed about 6 months. And when Madam Sophia Akuffo was appointed as the Chief Justice, within that 6 months, Grandpa answer nobody bear 6 months, 8 months, she initiated the sacking of Charlotte Osei, and she initiated it and based everything on Article 146 that she is trying to tell us she has always had a problem with. The same Article 1469 that she's always had a problem with. It has been the same Article 419, or it was the same Article 419, or it is the same Article 419 she based on to make sure Charlotte Osei and her 2 deputies were sacked from the Electoral Commission. We are trying to let people understand, say, you're disrespecting penny for. But we need to correct them before they die. Because on say, maybe I do point to be now when now refuse now say correct wa or the sa atrono and sa your man to be called womb, and that is what we are trying to prevent. Now, avoid contempt against committee probing EC officials. CJ warns when Charlotte Osei assembly by Madam Sophia Akuffo extra letter the Ghana for say. Mema obianka asem no ho asem kura o media so. Se unim na okotena TV so na wo discuss it eya petition na ye de abre no ye de abre president ye de abre no na you are what court mraso contempt of court at you. She basically wrote a statement and put it out. That is autocracy. Oka obiaka kasabwa sheni yem. This is Sophia Akuffo. They me born the video channel. She was the Chief Justice then. Time a petition Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo gave the petition to her. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo didn't give the petition to Charlotte Osei to study and her deputies. Like the way John Mahama gave the petition to Eye Tokonu to study for 10 days. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo received a petition against Charlotte Osei and her deputies. She did not give Charlotte Osei the room to even look at what is in the petition. No. He quickly gave the petition to Sophia Akuffo as the Chief Justice for the process to start working. In the time Ekodi Hono and release statement, I'm talking about Sophia Akuffo. Yeah. Avoid contempt against committee probing EC officials. Time petition kodu committee enim. Na omuprobi petition no na CJ Emma Ghana for nyina warning wa we ye bema ana oba obebusa question obe raise issue obe question system no you what contempt at show ye be chiwatum. This is the same woman who today is telling us say ya boni ema no enche obe wunti yentie ono ne nyansa. With all due respect, now when you read the story, this is what it says. Let me enlarge it. The facts are there. This is City. Date Sheso December 19, 2017. Reading time 4 minutes read. What the 4 minutes a kind story in a way. Inti facts in nam the amount. You read the story no. The Chief Justice Sophia Akuffo has formally constituted a committee to investigate the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Osei, and her 2 deputies over corruption allegations leveled against them, with a caution to the general public to desist from making demeaning comments about their work. Mami way at a committee. Akuffo had second petition no, and the man as a Chief Justice then, and on the Coma committee, a T committee, and on sacral letter ma Ghana for so Bianca Nuntum. Nobody in Ghana. This was the warning from Madame Sophia Akuffo now to work asano. With all due respect to her. Me person who the kind of people, the pin brain people, no, and I make sure no. These are people we have to be careful about. Today, she's part of the Council of State. Now, I'll call the second paragraph. This is what it says. Already, some members of the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, have started criticizing the process, accusing the government of seeking to hound the EC boss, Charlotte Osei. Into that time, now started starting, you know, and the NDC for started say, Omokasa say no. CBA process ne kone there. I say, abane faso ekwan so apam Charlotte because NDC forecast say adenti ne Akuffo adon saka petition no one farmer Charlotte ready or the comma Chief Justice. So the NDC were making an argument to say if the president even wants to, based on Article 1469, to make sure the due process is followed, why is he not giving Charlotte Osei the room to even look at the allegations before moving the petition to the Chief Justice? So the NDC started questioning. A Chief Justice Ethics Committee ni no or started warning the bread Ghana for say nobody should speak. In fact, let me read the rest of the story. When you read the rest of the story, this is what it says. Let me enlarge it. There are some people we are not supposed to take serious again in Ghana. This is the story. This is what it says. The Chief Justice, Sophia Akuffo, has formally constituted a committee to investigate the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Osei, and her 2 deputies over corruption allegations leveled against them, with a caution to the general public to desist from making demeaning comments about their work. Already, some members of the opposition National Democratic Congress have started criticizing the process, accusing the government of seeking to hound the EC boss, Charlotte Osei. The 3 officials met the Chief Justice a week ago, where they were notified. This is city reporting. Charlotte Sophia Akuffo, how dangerous she is as a former Chief Justice. Story say the 3 officials, meaning Charlotte Osei and the 2 deputies, the 3 officials met the Chief Justice a week ago, where they were notified that a prima facie case have been established against them. It's when Akuffo received the petition. That petition Akuffo received, he never said anything to Charlotte Osei and her 2 deputies. All that Akuffo did was that he moved the petition and gave to Sophia, who is the Chief Justice. And what Sophia did was that Sophia just called them and told them, say, I have received a petition from the president and that a prima facie case has been leveled against you. Without Charlotte Osei knowing what is in the petition. That is what Sophia Akuffo did. Sophia Akuffo of Fresh Charlotte and then the 2 deputies no more ban ho. One for petition and chromo. One chromo anything in the petition. Charlotte and her 2 deputies did not even have a clue of why they were called to the Chief Justice office. They were called as electoral commission chairperson and her deputies. The Chief Justice called them to come to her office. And when Charlotte Mudru Hono, Sophia Akuffo Kachiro say, Mensa aka petition from the president and petition in Muno, a primary facie case has been leveled against you. Intimate committee. Charlotte Osei said, we want to see the allegations in the petition. I said, no. I know these people, sometimes they chew their fingers, they chew their asses, and they'll come and ask us who ate their ass. This is what Akuffo and this woman did. Today, this woman is telling us that we have murdered sleep. She murdered sleep in 2017. That is why she's sleeping no more. Sophia Akuffo already murdered sleep.